I hope you can hear me. This is the Black Boy Buddhist for Birmingham coming to you via live broadcast. First time trying this via Google Hangouts. Hope everyone has had a good productive week and is looking forward to the long holiday weekend. For me, my birthday is on Christmas. However, I will be simply relaxing and taking it easy and enjoying the time away from work. Again, this is a time to spend time and fellowship with your friends and family and just relax and take it easy. I try not to get caught up in all the commercialization of the holiday and the madness and the traffic and the fights for presents and last minute items and hot ticket items that have sold out and now selling for $300 or $400 or 3 or 4 times their worth on Amazon, eBay. Avoid the Christmas rush. Avoid the Christmas pressure to succumb to the pressure of Christmas. For we have, I feel, lost the true meaning of Christmas with the advertisements, with the tremendous pressure to buy. Whereas before, in the whole year, that person's not there, but yet, this one time of the year, we must buy and buy and buy. Is that really what Christmas is about? But that's a whole nother topic. And of course, as a strident Buddhist practitioner, while I don't recognize Christmas, and while I do still maintain my Christian beliefs and tenets in Jesus and God, and kind of view Buddhist as a construct sometimes, as a religion sometimes, I still value Christmas, and really I think it's for the children. Well, I would not want any child deprived of gifts and going under the Christmas tree as I did when I was younger. But as an adult, especially toward the end of the year, it's rather timely, that is, toward the end of the year, it's time for just reflection of the year, Thanksgiving, and remembrance of those who aren't here. That's what I think this whole holiday season is about. So eat, be merry, have fun, indulge in spirits, the liquid wine, not too heavily, and just enjoy life, have fun. Well, it only comes once a year. However, I wish there was a way we could instill this Christmas feeling, this Christmas spirit throughout the year. Not just once a year when the commercials start rolling or when we hear Mariah Carey's song, and get in the spirit. If you have to get in the spirit because of something external, then it's really probably not authentic. But again, I digress. Tonight I want to talk about a very prevalent, pervasive issue that I think is rather pandemic of not only American societies, but international societies. The madness, the craziness that's going on in our life. Not this talk's going to take a negative slant or anything, but again, we're truly realistically living in some tough times, and we're truly living in some great times. But I want to focus on specifically things that cause us to suffer, things that cause us anxiety, depression, sadness, things that the Buddha himself sought to overcome by mindfulness, meditation, and concentration, to really rise above the delusion of the earth and reach nirvana. Total consciousness, total control of the mind, or really no mind, but that is often the detriment of our condition is the mind. So nirvana means putting the mind aside and over here and having no mind and living in the present moment, living by what we feel in our body, what thoughts arise, what feelings arise, what can we see with our eyes, what can we hear with our ears, what can we smell with our nose, what can we taste with our tongue, what can we feel with our hands. That's living in the present. The absence of thought, the total presence of the now. And one of the three poisons, as the Buddha taught, is going to be the central focus of what I am going to talk about tonight. Of course, the three poisons are aversion, running from something, craving, having to have something, wanting something, and this underlying thing that encompasses both craving and aversion, delusion. Just living life without a clue, without knowing, deluded. Now, when you hear the word delusion, I'm not talking about the delusion of the insane type, for there is a mental condition that a lot of people experience. And of course, if we have mental delusion, true mental delusion, seek help, seek assistance. But no, I'm talking about the more common, hidden agenda delusion that is prevalent in our lives. And this is the delusion that the Buddha talks about, not the crazy, insane delusion. He doesn't mean crazy, insane delusion. We talked about one of the three poisons of delusion. His delusion is more of a common delusion that because us humans are so used to using the mind that we are deluded. We deluded from the real essence of life. That's the delusion I'm talking about. So it's a lower threshold. Of course, you have the insane delusions up here, hearing things like that. No, this is not about insane delusions or mental issues. This is about the more, prevalent mental state that most humans, including myself, live in day by day. We're deluded from real life because this up here is constantly churning. It wants attention. It has to be focused on something. It can't sit still in silence. It has to be doing something. So, without really going into a formal definition, I have here about maybe 40 questions, rhetorical questions, that I want you to really think about with respect to common everyday delusions that humans, all of us humans, endure from a Buddhism standpoint. And even I say from a non-sectarian, forget Buddhism, just rhetorical questions to think about as you live your life. Things to think about. Are you truly living your life? Are you truly living a life where you're reaching your full God-given or cosmos-given or universe-given potential? And most of us, sadly, we aren't. We just kind of live in this veil of reality, to and fro, back and forth, day by day doldrums, ups and downs, highs and lows. And I think it's systemic of American society especially, but now more than we're more globalized than ever, it's become systemic of even those societies that have not been touched by technology, by the cell phone, that are the main delusion instruments. So now it's more of an international delusion that many societies, including industrialized, urbanized societies, developed societies like America and Japan, but also lesser developed societies now, due to the advent of technology and cell phones, and I call them constant attention grabbers, things that take our attention away from being with ourselves. That's a good starting point for these list of questions. Things that take us away from being with ourselves, for facing ourselves, and directly facing the issues and problems that we deal with in life. We're too afraid to do that. So we result to alternative means, escape mechanisms, the TV, computer, calling someone up, chatting on the phone, tablets.
I couldn't find that device or contact name.
Tablets, drinking, addictions, food, shopping. We're afraid to be alone with ourselves. And the sad thing is, we may not even know who we are were it not for all these external circumstances that really, unfortunately, define who we are. Instead of us knowing innately who we are, if we remove all of these external circumstances, including people, and get to the root of what our true spirit is. But before I digress, just think about these questions. Someone may answer, most are rhetorical, but delusion, are you deluded? Again, not insane, crazy delusion, but just delusion. How can you live a happier, more peaceful, calm life? Not run the human rat race. I think the beginning point will be to answer these, or think about these questions. Just think about them, don't ponder on them too long. And yes, all these questions are experiences and things that I've gone through, so they have been well vetted, believe me. And again, I am in the same category as you all are, as you attempt to grapple with, answer, think about these questions. So without further ado, delusion. Number one, can you sit somewhere without doing anything? Can you sit somewhere quietly, 5 or 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, quietly, without falling asleep, but without doing anything, and being in total silence by yourself with no cell phone, no TV, no tablet? Can you do that? Delusion. Can you sit somewhere without pulling out your cell phone? Most of us cannot live without this thing. It's attached to our hands. Everywhere we go, it's attached. In meetings, it's attached. At work, it's attached. By the desk, it's attached. In our bed, it's attached. By the nightstand, it's attached. While we're eating at a restaurant, it's attached. While we're talking with friends, it's attached. When we're walking, it's attached. Can you put this down for 30 minutes and leave it alone in one day? Just 30 minutes without pretending it doesn't exist, does not exist? Again, delusion. Do you feel the need to constantly be doing something or to constantly be thinking about something or someone? Again, the avoidance of complete silence. Now, I'm not saying, no, this is not a plea for living a monastic life like a monk and live in total silence and no. However, I am making a plea to begin the process of a paradigm shift, realize the inherent value of having some moments of solitude and quietness to affect a good human quality of life. To gradually diminish this thing and using it so much. Gradually. And then once you stop using it so much throughout the day, and guess what? When you do need to use it, such as when you're solving a complex problem or issue or studying, guess what? You can pull it up, and guess what? Boom. It's totally available because it does not have all this other junk that's filtering this, that's saturated it, and it prevents you from the stuff, the memorization, the concentration, the stuff that you need because it's so saturated. You begin that process of unsaturating it by just sitting still in silence and not doing anything, not even thinking about anything. I know it's hard to sit in silence and not think about something, because silence is, I call, the thought instigator. Yeah, when you're alone and you're sitting in silence, guess what? Most humans, that's when I starts thinking about everything. And that's why we hate to sit in silence, because we don't want to think about all these mostly negative thoughts. We have good thoughts too, but most of the negative thoughts are the ones we're afraid of sitting alone in silence and just seeing how they feel. First of all, recognizing them. Hey, I'm in a bad mood. I'm depressed, down. Recognition's the first step. And secondly, allowing those thoughts just to be. Don't push them away. Don't fight them, because guess what? As we all well know, those who have dealt with our share of mental diseases, the harder you fight, the harder the thought gets to dissipate. You cannot win by going against a negative, adverse thought or feeling directly, head on. You're not going to win. It's too powerful. It's too ingrained in the mind. So that's it. Sit back. Notice it. Observe it. Say, yes, I see you, thought. I'm just going to sit here and be patient. I'm not going to tune out now. I'm not going to get distracted and jump into something else and try to do this to distract. No. I'm going to sit here with you. And Buddhism teaches you even to befriend the thought. Just as a vicious enemy, your most worst touted enemy, you want to fight it? No. Befriend it. Come to room with it. Say, yes, I see you. Let's be friends. And through time, now it takes time, through time, you'll see that those thoughts will go away or will lessen. Of course, mindfulness meditation is a great tools to use to help you along that path. That's another whole topic. But again, we're afraid of something wrong. At work, do you feel the need to scroll various computer pages and websites when you may have a short break in time? Or can you sit quietly doing nothing? Not even looking at the desk, looking what's on your desk, and just sit quietly. And I know you don't want to give the impression that your coworkers, they come by, think you're just sitting there doing nothing. But again, you're taking a mental break. You don't have to get up from your desk and walk. Just sit quietly. Turn the computer off. Turn the screen off. Sit quietly just for a break, a mental break. Maybe a meditation oasis. Or do you feel the need as most of us? Oh, I got a break. Okay, I'm going to be shopping for this. I'm going to be looking at this news story. I'm going to AL.com. I'm going to YouTube. I'm going to CNN. I'm going to look at it. And then before you know it, you maybe spent most of the day looking at news, looking at this article. Oh, I'm interested in this. I want a new car. I'm going to shop here. I'm going to want this item. Let me look it up on Amazon. Instead of just saying, no, screen off, 5 minutes. I'm going to sit in silence, give my mind a break. And of course, once you do that, yeah, your mind is going to start racing and think about things you could be doing, but stick with it. Let it race. It's not easy starting off, but the more you do it, gradually the mind will calm down, but you have to start somewhere. Do you feel the need to catch up and get through thoroughly involved in the news, particularly negative news about gossip, scandals, political corruption, murder? When you hear something about a news story about mass killings, about corruption, about murder, whether it's home or at work or wherever on the news, do you turn up the news and say, okay, let me hear about this? What? Let me research this person who did this. Oh, it's tragedy. Let me get on Facebook and talk about it. Oh, so-and-so did so-and-so at work. Oh, my goodness, what did she do? What bad is happening? What? Oh, my goodness. Can't believe that happened. You feel the need to do that. Yes, all of us feel the need to do that. Delusion. Instead, as I do, I don't look at news. I don't pay attention to stories. Most news is negative. Therefore, I had to cut out news if I didn't want to have a negative mind and a negative viewpoint of life. Social media, gone. AL.com, gone. CNN, gone. If I hear about something, if I hear about it, it'd be through word of mouth. Someone's talking about it and I hear it. But I don't inquire about it. I don't want to know. Now, if it's positive, yes. But if it's negative, which most of it is, guess what? Your boy tunes it out and purposefully pretends it doesn't exist. He doesn't watch TV. He doesn't go to AL.com. He doesn't go to CNN. And people say, oh, well, you need to be informed about things. No. Anything I need to be informed about, guess what? It will reach me through the cosmos. I will be informed about it somehow, but not through CNN, AL.com, whatever. Not through, and I'm not saying, I'm not pulling a Donald Trump here saying the media is negative. The media is what the media is. I just choose to not be a part of it any longer. It's too time consuming. But more than that, it's too mentally draining. Why do we have to have a life focused on negative news, sensationalism, suicides, mass murders, black on black crime, white black crime, gossip, scandals, political corruption, people taking advantage of their political power, elections. No longer in my life. The stuff has to be filtered out. I don't even let it in. This right here. So that way, when I want something positive to come in, guess what? It has plenty of room, but I don't even let it in. Because the Bible says, guard your sense gates, your eyes, your ears. Whatever you expose them to, guess what? They will infiltrate in your spirit and first in your mind. No negative news, no negative gossip, no negative scandals. So cheating on who? Delusion. Can you close your eyes without falling asleep? Can you come home one day, sit on the couch, 5 or 10 minutes without falling asleep? A lot of people can't do that. First of all, they're going to be sitting on the couch, be able to be still for 5 or 10 minutes. And if they are, guess what? Because they're so used to running and running and going and running and going. And the only way their body forces them to stop is when they're still. Delusion. You should be able to sit down quietly, fully alert, and not go to sleep. If you can do that, you're reaching that higher level of human consciousness of living. We're not human. We're not called human doings. We're human beings. So when you sit down quietly with nothing going on, guess what? You're a human being. You're just being without the need to be doing anything, thinking, planning, watching, texting, calling, chatting. Quiet time. Just for a few minutes a day. Start off with 5 minutes. Work your way up. Do you often dream or think about being somewhere else that you want to be? Your work, do you constantly think about being at home? Or your home, do you constantly think about being at the beach? When you're at the beach, do you constantly think about, being somewhere else? Delusion. You have to take comfort in being where you are, wherever you are. Delusion. Are you constantly thinking about someone, be that a friend or foe, be that romantic interest, or if you're in a relationship? And I'll talk about this later. Do you daydream about them? Of course, nothing's wrong with having thoughts and having a moment thinking about, yes, I love this person. I really like this person. But when they constantly invade your mental scope, delusion, because based on the Buddhist concept of impermanence, non-reliability, it is not promised that that person will always be there, be it by death or be it by just circumstance of life or relationship breakup or whatever. Now, yes, nothing's wrong with love. But again, don't make it the sole focus The thoughts are the sole focus of your life. You have to develop and be an independent person aside from anyone else and aside from any circumstance. Now, yeah, when you first maybe meet someone, I can't say I'm people good if I meet someone and you're in a lovey-dovey phase, you're constantly thinking about them, what they're doing. But now's the time to take a step back and say, you know what? I have a nice thought about that person, but I'm going to sit in silence and have no thoughts. And then when I think about that person, guess what? Or see that person, guess what? I can be totally present with them. Delusion. Do you feel tempted to buy things when you're bored? Now I'm going to add when you're sad, when you're down. We're addicted to shopping, going to stores, online, internet shopping. I'm bored. I'm lonesome. I have nothing to do. Well, let's see what's on Amazon. Now, I'm really speaking to myself more than anyone else. I've learned a lot and calmed it down, but we are bored. And something you really don't need. Most of the stuff we buy, we don't need. We buy because we're bored. We're afraid to be alone with ourselves. We feel incapable, unworthy, insufficient. So we have to buy to fill that void. It's an addiction, just like other addictions. Shopping addiction is just as addictive as drugs, alcohol, sex, etc. So next time you feel the urge to buy something, do like I've been doing for the past few months. Pause. Before you click that button, before you even go to that website and search up something, I could use these pair of boots. This would be a nice hat. Or guess what? You see an advertisement you hadn't even been thinking about. Like, wow, that's a nice hat. Or I saw so-and-so or so-and-so. And you did not even have that in mind beginning that day. And you did not even have a need for it. I would gather to say 80 to 90% of our purchases, especially around this time of year, are in vain. They're just to feel an empty void of insufficiency, maybe of self-loathing. So I need that addiction, I need that rush. Yes, I'm going to Amazon. I'm going to buy this. I'm going to this clothing site. Or I'm going to the mall and get me several bags full of clothes and shoes. I need some new shoes, yes. Even though I bought some last week, but I need this different color, this new pair. These are the hot items. Delusion. Speaking of being bored, do you eat out a lot and eat unhealthy? Now, of course, I eat out a lot. I don't cook, but I eat healthy. Do you have an addiction for bad food, high calorie, high carb, high protein food? Do you eat junk food because you're down, because you don't like being alone, because you're having a bad day or bad days? Delusion. You never win with an addiction. Now, every now and then, yes. Birthday or celebration this time of year, go for it. But most of us have addictions to food that are unwarranted because we're afraid of something. We're afraid of being alone. We're afraid of facing something. So I'm going to buy me some Haagen-Dazs. I'm going to buy me a pizza. I'm going to Ruth Chris's, or that's a little bit too expensive, but I'm going to Logan's. I'm going to invite people out. We're going to sit down and have a good time. I'm spending $40 But hey, I'm looking forward to this. And I've done that too in the past. I've been down and invite a friend out, and I feel great during and a little bit after, but the next day, back down. Delusion. Must you always have the TV on and or watch it while you're at home? That's my mother. Must have the boob tube on and constantly watching it, or even having it playing in the background because you have to have noise. You hate silence. You can't be with your thoughts. You can't be with the essence of your spirit. You have to have something going on in the background, or you have to be thoroughly engaged in listening and watching something. And again, I'm not a critic of TV. There are thousands of programs out there that are very beneficial. But when you become addicted to it every night, when the TV watches you fall asleep, have a TV over there. Past 6 years, I may have watched and turned it on. The past 6 years now. Of course, I got rid of cable about maybe 7 years ago. I need for in the end. Smart TV, great. First year I got it about 7 years ago. Barely turn it on. Just sitting there collecting dust. No more boob tube for me. Of course, in history, American history, the advent of the TV really revolutionized and changed American society, I guess, in the 40s and 50s and 60s. Of course, people first had radios, and everyone was decided to have radios, and then came the TV, the black and white TV. Now it was this huge world that opened up. And now TV, just like a computer screen at work, just like a laptop at home, is another screen to feed you information, to saturate this brain. Not your boy. No TV. Even when I go to my mother's, sometimes it's kind of, some people think it's cruel, but I purposefully sit outside in my car and read. She has the TV on blaring. I cannot take it. No TV. TV is history for me. Yeah, I'm missing out on Scandal, Empire, and Mary Jane, and John Doe, and Wheel of Fortune, and all. Yes, yeah, the news. Now going to delude me. Had missed the beat. Social media, which I didn't have on here, which I just thought of. Are you engaged actively in social media? You have to be on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, MySpace. Well, I don't know if MySpace is social media. Have to be doing something, have to be posting, have to be engaged, have to find out what's going on, have to talk to so-and-so, have to start this conversation, this thought pattern, this thought train. Social media is one of the best inventions that was created the past 15 years, especially like Facebook. And now I think it's one of the most detrimental tools out there, along with Instagram. For now, people are doing things that they would not normally do just to post them so that they can be exposed, so they can be known. people who can know who they are. Maybe they want to be rich, get likes, get number of friends, thousands of friends you've never seen, you've never known. Delusion. No social media for me at all. Now, posting this YouTube post can be classified as that, but again, I do these for informational purposes, and I do these mainly for me. I go back and watch these videos and reinforces my Buddhism tenets. But you ready to catch me on Facebook, Instagram. I would take, a couple years ago, every day I would take a picture for 2 years, 3 years straight and post it on Instagram just so I can get people's opinions, get people's feedback. For me, no, this is Corey, Black Buddhist Boy, Birmingham. Total waste of time and thought. Filling this mind with negative things. Things that I would not have done but for the existence of these social media outlets. When I'm sad or down, let me post something as if I can get someone to respond. Let me get someone, see if they can like this post, this picture. And I will have this cell phone behind me just waiting for a response. A ding. Not anymore. Hadn't missed it for over a year. Well, about a year. No social media for me. Been done with it. Has no place or purpose in my life at all. Period. But if you like to use it, go for it. Delusion. When you awaken, what thoughts, if any, arise? You awaken with panic. When you get up in the morning. And hopefully most of you, when you get up in the morning after a good night's rest, you're refreshed and revived and look forward to a good day. But maybe during a weekday, you get up and say, oh, I gotta go to work again. Gotta go through traffic. I gotta deal with so-and-so. I got this meeting. I got this presentation. I gotta see so-and-so at work again. First of all, be thankful when you awaken, you're alive. Secondly, when those negative thoughts start popping in your mind about work, delusion. Or the opposite now. That may be someone at work you really like. You're trying to, date them, or they may be someone you're dating at work and you can't wait to see them. And your thoughts and your mind is filled with images of them. Guess what? That's also delusion. Delusion is equal good as it is bad. Now think about things I said before about people you're interested in, dating, or good friends you like. But not the central focus of your thoughts that day. And without first and foremost, purposefully not thinking about anyone or anything for periods of time at work or when you awaken. I wait. I try not to think about anything except exactly what I'm doing. At night, and then I was into clothes, and I was really into clothes a lot 2 years ago. And I would think about outfits 2 and 3 days before I would wear them. Or the next day I would dream or just plan, okay, I'm gonna put this tie with this or this bow tie or this color gray, and then these shoes and these spats and this hat with this coat and this vest. I really think and plan my outfit. Spend a lot of time, mental energy, thinking about a simple outfit to impress who? Wasted mental energy. Now, still fly, but no more posting of outfits. No more buying, spending money on outfits. At least to the extent that I used to. Just to impress someone, just to say, hear someone say, Corey, you look sharp. Now, I still get that every day, but guess what? It's coming from a different vantage point. I'm dressed to impress others. Guess what? I dress to impress me. And when you dress to impress you, guess what? You automatically get attention. Whereas if you dress to impress others and they expect others to like what you wear and they don't like what you wear or don't give you a nice comment, then you have diminished hopes and diminished expectations, and that negatively adversely affects you. Mm-hmm. Delusion. When confronted with a problem, is it really a problem, or is it just a symptom of you thinking that you cannot handle the situation? That's a good one. When an issue comes up, oh, it's a big problem. Say, for example, you're in an automobile accident and you don't have a lot of money saved up for maybe your deductible. Or you're in an accident in the first place. Now I've got to go get this adjuster and get a claim and file a claim. And, oh man, why did this person hit me? Or why was I so stupid to hit that person? And now it just consumes you. You're just mad for the whole week. It's just those, and I get to rent a car, or can't get to rent a car, and I got to bum away to work. But is that a real problem? Or is it something that your mind is telling you that you can't handle? 99.9% of the time, guess what? It's not a real problem. The situation always works itself out if you just follow the Tao. Do the universe. Sit back and let what happens without worrying. 99.9% of the time, there are no problems. They're just views that our minds, and we are not capable, or don't think we're capable of persevering and coming up with a solution. And you've experienced this in life. There have been things and challenges I'm sure you've been through. Now that you go back on them, it's like, how in the world did I make it through that? Or you may be thinking now, how in the world am I going to make it through this thing I'm going through? And guess what? You endure. Within a few days, a few weeks, you look back on it and say, wow, I made it through that. And guess what? As soon as that's over with, another problem will arise. And again, a problem really aren't many. There really aren't problems. They're just perceptions of our inability to handle and deal with situations. That's the true definition of a problem. Again, delusion. You can handle anything if you have the right mindset and have the right paradigm, mental paradigm. Can you sit still in a quiet room or corner and think about absolutely nothing? I thought I said that before. Can you sit still in total silence, one light on in the corner, but sit in silence, totally awake, without thinking about doing anything? I've learned to do that. Taking time, taking almost over a year, but I've learned to do that. Not easy, but again, if you can master that, and guess what? You can clear this mind, let it be wide open. But don't live a life confused. Don't live a life dominated by it. Because guess what? It's open and free. I'm gonna do a few more. I'm not gonna go through all. I'm not gonna make it through all these tonight, but just a few more. Let me see if I can. When someone cuts you off in traffic, do you aggressively go after them to exact revenge? Road rage, road anger, a prevalent one, especially this time of year. I've heard more during Christmas season, more honks and blowing and cursing and road anger this time of year than I've ever heard during this time of year, or compared to other times of the year, because people are rushing. People have got to buy this gift, or I got to be in this party, or I've got to get this, got to get that first. Societal, situational, i.e., holiday pressure, road rage. Now, someone cuts in front of me. Go for it. Maybe I have a pressing thing to do. Maybe I have somewhere to go. Maybe I had a bad day. Maybe someone did something to them. Maybe someone cut them off. I just sit there and say, okay, go for it. Don't engage politely. Let them go about their merry way. Because guess what? I don't become part of the situation. If I did, then I would be just as they are. And I'm not going to let it affect my mental paradigm, because I'm confident and content in who I am. And I realize that people have situations and problems and things, but I'm not going to let it influence me and my happiness and contentment. No more road rage, no more road anger. Delusion. Do you find yourself judging people positively or negatively based on their disposition or looks? You see someone, you instantly judge them. Maybe they haven't said a word. Maybe it's the way they move. You instantly judge them. Buddhism especially teaches against judging anyone or anything. For the moment you judge, guess what? You can be judged. I can be judged. Everyone can be judged. So Buddhism expressly teaches against judgment. Delusion. Judgment gives you now a thought train to think about, something to think about. Oh, I don't like that person. Now you have something to think about other than quietness, being alone, not using his mind. Delusion. This is a big one here now. Again, for other religions, for other religious constructs, I'm not preaching against that, but this is just coming from me, from my Buddhist teaching and learning. Now, there was a book written by a permanent author about purpose-driven life, but here's the question. Must your life have a purpose? Must it? Or can it be purposeless? With no set agenda. Now, goals, yes. Yeah, I said it before. Goals, of course, you have to work and make, money, make ends meet. And of course, you want education and you want dreams. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I'm not talking about that, but overall fundamental purpose. Must your life have purpose and have meaning? Now, according to Buddhist constructs, no. I have no purpose. Me, I'm just being honest, I have no purpose. In fact, my purpose is situational. It's more immediate. Because if I have this huge purpose out there and I don't reach it or I don't attain it, I'm not saying that I'm doing it because I'm afraid of not attaining it, but it sets up to have a pedestal for failure. And it's how I don't think how we humans are, being animals, are meant to live. I live a purposeless life. Purposeless life. My purpose right now, guess what? Is talking to you in this video chat. My purpose in a few minutes, if I'm getting sleepy, we cut this thing off and go to bed. My purpose before 7:45 a.m. will be to get my butt to work. Oh, well, sorry, tomorrow's Saturday. Take a look at me, already distracted. But I still get up early though. My purpose is to get up at 5. I have my Alexa alarm set at 5, so my purpose is minute by minute. But I don't think about it, I just do it. I don't have this broad brand purpose. Now, again, I'm not putting down any one of the half purposes. A lot of your people's purposes are children. You live a life for your children. I'm not saying anything's wrong with that. I just want you to think about it. Maybe your life's purpose is to be, you're called by God to minister. Maybe your life's purpose is to assist and aid others. Great. Great, good. But make these goals. Make these things that if you don't attain them, if you don't reach them, guess what? You can learn from them and improve upon them. When you set these high expectations of purpose, real life or death, too high, too much pressure to try to attain your purpose. No, just sit back and according to Taoism, which is a sister religion of Buddhism, sit back and relax. And just flow with your purpose. I like that idea, flow with your purpose. Sit back and relax and flow. Don't set your purpose over here when really your purpose is over here. Because if you set your purpose here, then you do everything, you have this one path. Well, you set your purpose, well, your purpose is here, or could be here, could be here, could be here. You go with the flow of life. And you walk into your destiny. The Taoism calls it the great mystery of life. Having no purpose, but living life itself. Again, delusion. Are you motivated by money, degrees, fame? Degrees. Now, I have several degrees. I'm going to have a JD degree, hopefully in May. But now that I sit back and reflect, what really motivated me to get those degrees and registrations? Is it because society said I should? Is it because I'm a single guy with no family, immediate family that's like, okay, I should do this. I need to be doing something to prove my values to people. Now I have a different paradigm. Life's not about just getting degrees. A lot of us get degrees because we're bored. We need something to do. We need purpose. And nothing's wrong with getting degrees. But as I told a good friend who recently got hers, you spend 4 or 5 years and toil and get this certificate and graduate. And then a week or two later, guess what? Back to square one. Because the real value in getting a degree is not actually getting a degree. The real value in getting a degree is the means to getting a degree, the toil, the effort, the studying, the writing. The end is the degree, the piece of paper. Now that you can do this, but the means is what's important. Delusion. Who are you without possessions? Again, if your life is focused on material possessions, either buying things from people or receiving things from people, materiality, huge delusion. Everything is earth is impermanent. Told my mother the other night, references on her deceased siblings and other relatives who have deceased. Everything that they have attained, guess what? They cannot take it with them. It stays right here on earth when they go up to heaven. Materiality. Huge lesson in Buddhism about non-materiality and immateriality. Is a mood affected by the weather? This used to affect me a lot. Some people like it hot, some people like it cold, some people like it rainy, some people like it snowy. But if your mood is affected by something as natural and uncontrollable as the weather, then you have to ask yourself, am I living in a world of delusion? For surely I cannot control the weather, but am I stable-minded enough to persevere even when the weather changes and it's not the weather that I want or I desire? Again, delusion. Do you daydream a lot? Daydream meaning that you're far away from where you are currently. You're avoiding where you are and what situation you're in currently. So I don't even think I have to explain that. Again, delusion. Do you only treat people nicely who treat you nice, or can you treat people nicely who may treat you poorly? Are you nice to people who treat you nice and mean to people who treat you mean? Mm-mm. Now, of course, you don't want to be mean to people who treat you nicely, but the main gist here is, even with those people who treat you poorly, guess what? They deserve to be treated with respect, kindness, love. That's non-delusion. Delusion is when you think and treat people in a way that you think they ought to be treated. That's a huge paradigm shift for a lot of us. I'm not saying I'm perfect at it. But again, I now recognize those people who are negative, who are adverse to us, are the ones that need the most help. And if I can help them by not adversely reacting in the same manner, negative manner, make a light bulb click in their head. Wow, I was deluded. Thank you for being kind, even though I had a bad day or I was mean to you. I appreciate that. I get it a lot. Delusion. This is the last one I'm talking about. Can you overlook a big mistake or a bad severe treatment by someone who you love and trust and is kind to, while laying down the gauntlet and striking someone mentally or physically by someone who you don't know or who you don't like? Just goes along with what I said before. Prior question. Someone who you love and who you respect and who you admire, and a close family member, but they do something terrible to you, do something heinous to you, do something intentional, unintentionally bad. Are you able to quickly forgive that, but yet someone who you don't know or don't like does something minor to you, but yet you lay down a gauntlet on them? If you do, guess what? That's a form of Buddhist delusion, being jaded, unjust recompense. Now, it's human nature to do that, and I think because of a book by Robert Wright, well, he basically says everything that we do is the default network, as he coins it, to propagate our human species. In other words, things that will carry our genes and make our species live, we do autonomously, and things that hurt or harm our species, we don't do. Great book, best book I recommend. Well, that's all we'll talk about tonight. I know it's been one of our longer talks, but just think about all those questions, and I may post those questions somewhere. Someone has an inquiry about them, but think about those things. Think about this time, especially this time of year where we're supposed to be happy and celebrating, but people are fighting, honking horns. I was at the River Chase Galleria. Ever heard someone honking horns? People get angry because too much pressure, too much situational pressure to be in the holiday mood to buy. Or maybe they don't have the money to buy, or to do when they can't do, or to impress someone when they really shouldn't have to impress someone except be themselves. Again, delusion. Delusion, I call it the present day human malady. Hope this has been informative. I won't say it's exciting, but informative. Just get you to talk, just get you to think of nothing else about things. And yes, I've experienced and have experienced and will experience all of these things, thus the ease of my ability to formulate these multiple questions with respect to delusion. Now I call here symptoms of Buddhist delusion as actual pages text. So, have any questions? Feel free to let me know. If you like this video, comment. And until next time, I pray that you have a peaceful, restful night, and a good day tomorrow. Namaste.